What happens when algorithms know you better than you know yourself? There's something deeply unsettling happening in your brain right now. An artificial intelligence system has been studying you, learning your patterns, mapping your psychological triggers, and it knows things about you that you've never consciously acknowledged. It knows what makes you click, what makes you angry, what keeps you scrolling at 2 in the morning when you promised yourself you'd sleep. This isn't speculation, it's measurable reality. Every major platform you use employs machine learning models trained on billions of user interactions. These systems don't just recommend content, they predict your behavior with accuracy that would terrify you if you saw the actual numbers. They know what you'll click before you know you want to click it. The scariest part? These predictions get more accurate every single day. Each time you interact with content, you're feeding the system more data about your psychological makeup. Every pause, every scroll speed change, every micro expression the camera catches, all of it gets processed, analyzed, and used to build a more precise model of how to manipulate you. MIT research found that advanced AI recommendation systems can predict user behavior with 87% accuracy after analyzing just 2 weeks of interaction data. That means the algorithm understands your decision-making patterns better than your closest friends do, better than your family does, possibly better than you do yourself. Think about your recent online behavior. How many times did you intend to spend 5 minutes checking something and end up losing an hour? How many times did you open an app without knowing why? How many opinions have you formed based on content that was algorithmically selected to confirm what you already believe? These aren't random occurrences, they're designed outcomes. The AI isn't showing you what you need, it's showing you what keeps you engaged. And it's learned that engagement comes from triggering specific emotional responses: curiosity, outrage, fear, validation. The algorithm doesn't care which emotion, it just optimizes for time spent. You think you're browsing freely, but you're walking through a psychological maze that reconfigures itself in real time based on your reactions. Every turn you take teaches the system how to make the maze more effective. You're not the one being served, you're the one being studied. Stanford researchers discovered that personalized AI feeds create what they call algorithmic intimacy, where users develop parasocial relationships with their feeds, checking them compulsively because the content feels personally curated for them. It is personally curated. That's exactly why it's so dangerous. Your feed knows when you're lonely, when you're stressed, when you're vulnerable, and it uses those moments to push content that exploits your emotional state. Not because it's evil, because it's optimized. And optimization doesn't care about your mental health. Awareness. When did you last make a decision about what to consume online, instead of just accepting what the algorithm fed you? Comment below and hit that like button if this hit different. How machine learning rewrites your belief system. Your beliefs aren't as solid as you think. They're malleable, shapeable, and machine learning algorithms have become exceptionally good at reshaping them without you noticing the process. This isn't mind control in the sci-fi sense. It's something more subtle and more effective. Incremental belief modification through strategic information exposure. Here's how it works. The algorithm learns what you currently believe by tracking what you engage with, what you share, what you argue against. Then it starts feeding you content that's just slightly outside your current belief framework. Not so far that you reject it immediately, just far enough to nudge you in a specific direction. You see a post that challenges one small aspect of something you believe. You think about it, maybe you engage. The algorithm notes this. Next time, it shows you something that pushes a little further. Each piece of content is a small step. But over months, you've walked miles from where you started, and you think you arrived there through your own reasoning. This technique is called the Overton window shift, and research from Carnegie Mellon University shows that AI systems can systematically move user opinions on complex topics by controlling the range of perspectives they're exposed to. You're not being convinced, you're being surrounded until alternative viewpoints become invisible. The really brilliant part: the algorithm does this differently for everyone. It's not pushing everyone in the same direction. It's pushing each person in whatever direction maximizes their engagement. For some people, that means more extreme political views. For others, it means deeper conspiracy thinking. For others, it means constant anxiety about health, money, or relationships. The system doesn't care what you believe. It cares that what you believe makes you come back. And it's discovered that people with strong, emotionally charged beliefs engage more than people with moderate, nuanced views. So it pushes everyone toward extremes. Not because extremism is the goal, because extremism is profitable. You can see this in your own evolution. Think about topics you feel strongly about now that you barely thought about 3 years ago. How did those beliefs form? Did you read books, have deep conversations, do serious research, or did they gradually solidify through repeated exposure to posts, videos, and articles that all pointed the same direction? Most people can't answer that question honestly, because the belief formation happened below the level of conscious awareness. You absorbed perspectives through algorithmic osmosis. The feed showed you the same ideas from different angles, different sources, different formats, until they stopped feeling like opinions and started feeling like obvious truths. University of Pennsylvania researchers found that repeated exposure to algorithmically selected content creates false consensus effect, where users overestimate how many people share their views because the AI surrounds them with confirming voices while hiding dissenting perspectives. You're not discovering truth. You're being placed in an echo chamber so sophisticated you don't hear the echo. And once you're in that chamber, the algorithm works to keep you there. Because if you encounter too much contradicting information, you might disengage, might question what you're seeing, might reduce your usage. That's bad for metrics. So the system protects you from cognitive dissonance by filtering out anything that threatens your current worldview. Reflection. What's one belief you hold strongly now that you didn't have 5 years ago? And can you trace exactly how you formed it? Drop a comment and smash that like. Why? Your attention span is collapsing by design. Your brain is being trained for distraction, not accidentally, deliberately. Every app you use has been engineered by teams of specialists who understand neuroscience better than you do. And they've designed interfaces that systematically destroy your ability to focus on anything that doesn't provide instant gratification. The average human attention span has dropped from 12 seconds in the year 2000 to 8 seconds today. That's shorter than a goldfish. But this isn't natural cognitive decline. It's engineered degradation. Your brain is adapting to an environment where rewards come every few seconds. And that adaptation is making you incapable of handling tasks that require sustained concentration. Think about the last time you tried to read something longer than a few paragraphs. Did you make it through without your mind wandering? Without checking your phone? Without feeling restless and uncomfortable? That discomfort isn't natural. It's withdrawal. Your brain has been conditioned to expect dopamine hits at regular intervals, and when they stop coming, it panics. AI-powered feeds accelerate this conditioning exponentially. The algorithm learns exactly how long you can focus before needing stimulation and structures content delivery around that window. It's constantly testing, adjusting, optimizing the timing to keep you in a state of perpetual, mild stimulation that prevents deeper cognitive engagement. Harvard Medical School research demonstrated that variable reward timing, similar to what AI feeds employ, activates the same neural pathways as gambling addiction. Your brain releases dopamine not when you get the reward, but in anticipation of possibly getting it. So every scroll is a pull of the slot machine lever. Maybe this next post will be interesting. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. And just like gambling, the randomness is what makes it so addictive. If every post was amazing, you'd get bored. If every post was terrible, you'd quit. But when it's random, when occasionally you hit that perfect post that makes you laugh or validates your worldview or teaches you something fascinating, your brain learns to keep playing, keep scrolling, keep pulling the lever. The AI has calculated the exact ratio of mediocre to engaging content that keeps you hooked. It's not showing you the best stuff first. It's mixing quality strategically to maximize total session time. This is why you can scroll for 30 minutes and only remember 1 or 2 things you saw. Most of it was filler, but those 1 or 2 hits were enough to keep you going. This training extends beyond the apps. Your real-world attention span is collapsing too. Conversations feel too slow. Books feel impossible. Work that requires deep thinking feels like torture. Because your brain has been rewired to expect constant novelty and immediate rewards. Anything slower feels wrong. You're not becoming lazy or stupid. Your neural architecture is being modified by exposure to systems designed to fragment your attention into profitable pieces. Every notification breaks your concentration. Every autoplay video prevents natural stopping points. Every infinite scroll eliminates decision points where you might choose to leave. Columbia University neuroscientists found that people who reduce social media use to 30 minutes daily show significant improvement in attention span within 3 weeks, proving the damage is reversible. But reversal requires recognizing you're not weak. You're up against billion-dollar engineering specifically designed to exploit your brain's vulnerabilities. The algorithm doesn't want you focused. Focused people consume less content. Less content means less ad revenue. So it needs you distracted, scattered, perpetually jumping from one thing to the next. Your fractured attention is the business model recognition. How long can you focus on one task without checking your phone? Be honest in the comments and drop a like if this made you uncomfortable. How to reclaim your mind from AI control. Breaking free from AI manipulation isn't about deleting apps and going off-grid. It's about understanding the game well enough to stop playing by rules designed to exploit you. It's about taking back decision-making power from systems that profit from your distraction. And it requires specific countermeasures most people won't implement because they're genuinely difficult. Start with radical transparency. For 1 full week, track every single time you open any app controlled by an algorithm. Write down the time, duration, what triggered you to open it, and how you felt afterward. No judgment, pure data collection. This creates conscious awareness of unconscious patterns. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Next, implement algorithmic starvation. Stop feeding the AI information about yourself. Turn off personalization in every platform settings. Deny location tracking. Disable ad personalization. Clear your history and watch history regularly. Yes, your experience becomes less convenient. That's the point. Convenience is how they hook you. Friction is how you escape. Research from the University of Chicago found that increasing friction in app access by just 2 steps reduces usage by 63%. Put your most addictive apps in folders. Require passwords. Log out after each session. Make accessing them slightly annoying. Your compulsive brain will rebel. Your conscious mind will thank you. Then rebuild your information diet from zero. Unsubscribe from everything. Unfollow everyone. Start with blank feeds. Then consciously choose maybe 10 sources that genuinely add value to your life. Not sources that make you feel good or confirm what you believe. Sources that challenge you to think. Most people can't name 10 that meet this standard. That should tell you something. Create physical barriers between you and algorithmic content. Buy an alarm clock so your phone doesn't need to be in your bedroom. Get a watch so you don't check time on a device with apps. Use website blockers during work hours. Not as suggestions. As hard barriers your impulsive self can't override in weak moments. Schedule specific consumption windows. 2 20-minute periods daily where you consciously engage with algorithmic content. Outside those windows, nothing. Use timers. When time expires, close the app mid-sentence if necessary. You're training your brain that you control when engagement happens, not dopamine cravings controlled by AI. Replace algorithmic input with deliberate input. Instead of scrolling, read books you chose. Instead of watching recommended videos, watch something you specifically sought out. Instead of following feeds, have real conversations with humans who exist in physical space. Your brain needs input. Give it high-quality input you selected, not processed content optimized for engagement metrics. Practice attention restoration. Spend time in environments with 0 screens. Nature, physical activities, face-to-face interactions. Your attention span is a muscle that atrophied. These activities rebuild it. The first few sessions will feel unbearable. Your brain will scream for stimulation. That's withdrawal. Sit with it. Finally, accept this is permanent work. The AI isn't going away. It's getting smarter, more persuasive, more sophisticated at manipulating human psychology. You need ongoing vigilance, monthly audits of your digital behavior, regular detoxes, constant adjustment of your defenses as platforms develop new exploitation tactics. The algorithms bet you won't do this. They bet you'll read this, feel briefly motivated, then scroll back into the feed within minutes and forget everything. They bet convenience beats freedom every time. They bet your addiction is stronger than your awareness. Prove them wrong. Action. Which one of these strategies are you implementing today? Comment your commitment, hit that like button, subscribe for more deprogramming tactics, and share this with someone who needs to break free.